He didn't vanish overnight, he didn't empty his bank account, he didn't say goodbye, he just stopped being seen. And for years, nobody knew why. This is Darren's Case Files. Missouri in the US, Mitch Kemp disappears. No confirmed struggle, no confirmed crime scene, no body, just a missing person report. And here's the key thing about missing person cases. Without a body, investigators are limited. You can suspect, you can theorize, but you can't charge someone with murder if you can't prove a murder happened. Meanwhile, his ex-wife, Taushafields, moves on. New relationship, new marriage. The case cools, years pass, and Mitch Kemp becomes a file in a cabinet. Now, years later, investigators receive new information. Someone reports that Tausha has made statements about what actually happened to Mitch. That's huge, because in cold cases, new witnesses are everything. Detectives track her down in Alabama. They bring her in for questioning. At first, she denies knowing anything. Of course she does. But interviews are strategic. Investigators don't just ask questions, they compare timelines. They slowly introduce contradictions in what she was saying. Watch body language shifts. Also re-ask earlier questions in different ways to see what the answer actually is this time. And eventually, her story changes. She tells them Mitch is dead and she knows where he's buried. That's the moment the case flips. Fields offers to take investigators to the burial site. They return to rural Missouri, a wooded, secluded area. She directs them to a shallow grave, and investigators dig. They recover human remains. Forensic analysis confirms the remains are Mitch Kemp. Now it's no longer a disappearance, it's homicide. Authorities determine he was shot. And attention shifts to Greg Morton, whom Fields had previously been married to. She's been around. Let's talk about long-buried evidence real quick. It's important. Even years later, shallow graves preserve crucial evidence. Investigators analyze soil layering because obviously there's weight, bullet fragments lodged in bone, tool marks in disturbed earth, decomposition stage versus the reported timeline. Bones can retain ballistic trauma indefinitely, and once gunshot trauma is confirmed, the missing person case becomes a murder prosecution. Greg Morton eventually confesses. He admits he shot Mitch Kemp, but prosecutors argue he didn't act alone. They say Tausha orchestrated it. Phone records, statements, resentment that never died. And the jury hears how a missing person mystery turned into a multi-state conspiracy spanning Missouri, Alabama, and Florida. And they deliberate. Greg Morton pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Tausha Fields was convicted of second-degree murder and armed criminal action. She was sentenced to life in prison. A cold file, 2 prison terms. For years he was just missing. No body, no proof, no crime, until the person who knew where he was buried decided to talk. And sometimes the most dangerous part of a relationship is the chapter that comes after it ends. Until next time.